Mike the Ref Maloney, Big Bad Boris on the call here tonight. It is
Super
kick!
Let go!
Third! Super kick party! Yeah, pay the money for that. Yes! This life is going great! Let's go!
She's healthy.
Let's go!
Is she healthy?
Yeah!
Apparently she's back.
Hey, yo, and away we go. Hello, everybody, and welcome to this early Saturday night evening AEW Sidecast here. I'll be honest, I've been watching the Blue Jays for the last couple hours, and now they're just mangling the Yankees. And you know what, just for the hell of it? Tuta. God, it's 7-1. Everything's cruising. Hoffman might come in and not actually blow the save for us. As we're getting ready for it's a hell of a best-of-5 series here. And you know what? This reminded me a lot of what I think about AEW in a way, too, here. Because here's a correlation I'd like you to think about. By the way, hello, everybody. Well, whether you're watching on YouTube or on Twitch. In many ways, the Toronto Blue Jays and AEW have a lot in common. In terms of on-field performance, they are quite regularly mentioned as the best team in their era, whether it be the best professional wrestling matches on AEW or the top seed in the American League for the Blue Jays. They both get a lack of respect because they're in an area that doesn't get as much media coverage. Some of it may be self-induced, but in the terms of AEW and their promotion locally for a lot of their events. But when it comes to even STS, when it comes to the Blue Jays, they barely say anything with them. So, like all their conquest maps and all that, they don't include them. And then just number 3, when you put us up against the big guys, we usually dominate pretty good. Go back and check out WrestlePalooza versus All Out to say enough about that. And now we got a controversy about people getting hit, people getting pegged. Well, pegging's different. You know what I mean, but. I missed them, whatever. All right, well. And then we got a crazy story today about Mark Sanchez. If you guys haven't heard, the former Jets quarterback, the infamous for the butt fumble, has to get taken to hospital because of stab wounds. And now we find out that he's in the hospital getting arrested because he caused those stab wounds. Because apparently he got drunk, ordered an Uber, and then stole somebody's car.
What the hell is that?
Do yourself a favor. Go check out the details yourself here. But for all this, we have a wrestling show to cover. AEW Collision. Yes, it is a tape show. It is. It was recorded on Thursday from Lakeland, Florida. I don't know the results. I don't care to know them ahead of time. We got Sammy Guevara and Rush in action, the ROH Tag Champs. We got Chris Statlander and Tony Storm face to face. We got Kevin Knight facing one member of FTR. We don't know which one. Eddie Kingston taking on Jalisco. We got the Don Callis family with Hechicero, Rocky Romero, and Lance Archer taking on Paragon and Orange Cassidy. We know how that's going. Then the Death Riders against Priest, Billington, and Jay Lethal. That's a very interesting combination. Very weird combination if you ask me, but... Oh, and the Jays just got another run, so this could turn into a tiny bit of a blowout here. So another double. Let's just keep the machine rolling here. Maybe if we get up by 10, Hoffman might not be able to blow this one. Actually, I'm going to send it now. Okay. Safe to put. Just trying to get my shots in for today here, but yeah, we're gonna switch things over to Collision right away here. Early edition tonight. We're starting it out early. We're gonna get into WWE 2K25 once again in due time as well. So we'll be in early on that as well. And another run. And everybody's got a score. So let's change things up here. Don't need to see that anymore. All right. Well. But yeah, in terms of AEW, like things are going really strong. I do think it was almost the fact that the introductions last week were sort of anticlimactic more than anything else. Like two people we really didn't need to see yet, we saw in terms of Andrade El Idolo and El Clone. And the El Clone story, I wish would have taken a little bit longer to. I wish Tony Khan would have just dragged it out a little bit and used El Clone in a few segments, sort of try to convince everybody that everything's okay, yet it's not okay, and do some weird things and have a little bit more of a twist there. And then even if like Hologram's only out for a few weeks, like we don't know the severity of the actual injury and how long he's going to be out for. If he's only out for a few weeks, why not have Clone sort of take his place and sort of cost his team a few here and there, a few matches here and there, and then all of a sudden Hologram comes back and they do the whole Doink the Clown mime spot, and maybe we can go from there. Oh my God, the whole gang's here. Hey Vic, hey Zodiac, hey, there we go. BJC, you're here too? Gotta throw the horns for you guys. And one more for the Blue Jays. They are just about in range where they could put Jeff Hoffman in the game and not blow the game for us. Just about. I think we need another 4 or 5 more runs, and then, we might be confident about this. But no, it's going to be a fun night tonight, folks. If you got a chance, you got it tonight. No. You have not seen how Jeff Hoffman plays this last month. Like, the Yankees are good for 4 now, in my personal opinion. But yeah, it's a lot of fun here. We got a great card. We got a great card coming tonight. We were just talking earlier about how the El Clone storyline could have been done better. The fact that we didn't really need the El Idolo introduction on Wednesday, it almost felt anticlimactic. Like, all right, he's here, so we'll go from there. Why are we showing commercials of diamonds? I want to see wrestling, damn it. Don Callis family's NWO of AEW? No. Jay Quick, you gotta go older than that. The Don Callis family, the family's the opportune name. You put down Bobby Heenan family, then I'll go with you. Because the NWO all had a same cause. The Bobby Heenan family didn't have really a cause. They just wanted to win. Wow, Speedball talking trash. That's great. And we're actually getting LFI on everybody on LFI working tonight. Like Jurlistico's getting worked over by Eddie Kingston. We know that already. I love Eddie Kingston. I really do. And we get Jamie Hayter, Anna Jay. We get. I thought we got 2 women's matches, but that might be the women's match of the night. Ooh. Now, these opening promos are supposed to be a minute. Now, this is dragging. Oh. Next week? They're promoting a match for the next show during the intro. I love how they just randomly just throw up a. They're not even waiting. They're just here. We're gonna throw this promo out for this match right now. I really do hope this Lakeland crowd's a little better than the one they had at Hard Rock on Wednesday. Because I'm sorry, as soon as they threw out the what chance, because yeah, what chance during a promo is just out at AEW. I'm sorry, I know there's the differences between the two. By the way, Jay Quick, I do apologize if I didn't say hello when you came in, because I've been a little bit fired up for the last couple hours just watching the Jays and that, right? Oh, they are, of course. If you're not last, you're first, right? Moxley, once again, opening up the show. I find it interesting that they're doing Jay Lethal in the group with Priest and Billington. Well, I guess Priest and what would be Priest and Lethal would probably be friends with the independent scene. Billington's independent scene's been up here, so they'll need a Priest after this match. And Marina out there just to slap. Wonder if Renee slaps him that hard. You think they couldn't have a better picture of Pac? Hey, Zodiac, they got a Buffalo jersey from Chicago in the crowd there. That's a name I haven't seen in forever. I think he's out fly fishing right now, north of Winnipeg. It's pretty amazing, you know, a guy like Dustin Bufflin could literally just, yeah, no, I'm good. I'm going fishing. If you guys didn't know, Dustin Bufflin didn't like his role on the team, so he just like, yeah, peace out, I'm out. There's a bring back dark sign there, which I wouldn't mind seeing. Would you guys be interested in that seeing AEW Dark back? I think it would be good for YouTube if they could. And the crowd is dead silent for this team. Like dead, dead, dead silent. At least Lethal's getting a little bit of a pop. So, if you guys aren't familiar with this venue in Lakeland, Florida, Zodiac, I don't know if you've actually been there. It seems Lakeland, that whole Florida area. If they're silent, better put on a show, yeah. This Lakeland venue is quite often known. You haven't been there? Okay. This venue right here, this is quite often where NXT will run their house loop. Like what NXT does, the group that isn't on TV, they'll run a loop that includes Lakeland. It's mentioned quite often. That they'll do like a 3 or 4 show little loop in that southern area. I'm not great on geography, so I can't really answer the whole geography question of where it is, but I just know Lakeland's been known very much for. They brought up NXT Lakeland, and this is the venue for it, so. Which for Collision is fine. They don't need anything really bigger. So yeah, just to confirm, the reason they do have to have Title Tuesday next week is because of the NHL season starting. Oh, and of course they're doing a double taping right before the pay per view. I think next week it goes Wednesday, Thursday. I'm gonna have to be careful here on how things get set up here because everything's gonna be all over the place. Oh, here we go. You got to think that the Death Riders just need to get an extra push. Well, not that they really need an extra push, but Moxley needs that extra little bump before Darby and him go into that. So I'm going to ask you guys early here, speaking of this Darby thing. What is it going to take for either one of these two to quit? Like, literally for Mox, is it going to have to be some kind of chokeout that he can't get out of? The same way that he had to against Hangman? Like Darby, I'm almost assuming they're going to have to use some outside interference to finish that off. Try to be around for Title Tuesday, but that's the day my double. You know what? It's fine, Jay Quick. Don't ever pressure yourself. Like I know Zodiac mentioned he might actually be at the show, depending on how he can fix things up, or he might even go to the Wednesday show. We'll see. And Claudio just destroyed Adam Priest. Thanks for coming out. So, I've had a little bit of time to think about this and try to figure things out and try to get things smart here. With all the confusion about going on with Title Tuesday and everything changing all over the place. Next week, they do have a show on Wednesday, I do believe. I believe they're taping Collision on Wednesday for Saturday, to be honest with you. I'd have to double check, but I'm pretty sure the way they're doing it, they're taping Tuesday live. They're doing Wednesday for Saturday. Oh, you meant Saturday? Okay, fair enough. I could see them not doing that because I wasn't sure what time Crown Jewel is going to be, even though it's being taped, like it's a 6 a.m. paper PLE now instead of a 6 p.m. That's going to be fun for the world for SmackDown next week. SmackDown is going to be at 8 a.m. Eastern this next Friday. So, and that's roughly the same time that Crown Jewel's going to be. So, maybe TK's just trying to get out of the way. I don't know. It also could be the fact that they only get the venue for that long and they don't want to have Daly's Place tied up during the NFL season on a Saturday. Because between college football and the NFL, especially now that the Jaguars are actually decent. By the way, everybody should cheer for the Jaguars this week. They're taking on the Chiefs. We all hate the Chiefs right now. The Chiefs are the reason that Taylor Swift's album sucks right now. Apparently the reports coming down are there's a couple songs that are decent, but then yeah, they're just, unless you're a Swiftie, you're not listening to a whole lot of that, to be honest. So as we get back from commercial break here. I hate that Mox has to do this stuff against Priest. Is it just that he's just trying to get ready for Lethal? Just pop Moxley, just said to hell with it. And Claudio's just like, no, screw this. We're not having you pull that BS on us. Oh, back to what I was mentioning earlier. Because of the Tuesday Dynamite, we're gonna have NXT. I'll have NXT on the side. We'll have AEW on the main screen for myself. We'll be watching both, but next week we're gonna preempt the online MyGM because, well, frankly, Tuesdays half the people aren't available, the other half are busy. So what we're gonna do is actually run an extra week of or an extra day of the solo run. Yeah, Wednesday they're taping Collision, so yeah, so this week should be Wednesday, Saturday. And then next week will be Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday for AEW. Unless they're gonna do a 4-hour thing next week. I just can't believe we're getting that quick into another pay-per-view cycle here. For those that don't know, we got this weekend. Next weekend is actually our Thanksgiving long weekend up here in Canada. We celebrate Thanksgiving that much earlier here. And then the week after that is Wrestle Dreams. So The only thing I'm hoping on, and this is going to be a real downer if it happens, if Full Gear in November gets moved to an afternoon show, which I hope it doesn't, I will say this ahead of time. We won't be having a sidecast for it because, well, unfortunately, I got to work till 4. I booked the day after off, but I couldn't book the day of, so. All right, 1 out for the Blue Jays. We have 1 more win to go. Well, 2 more wins to go. No, I love the fact that Billington is getting as fired up as he can right now. Like, Billington and Garcia would be a hell of a one-on-one match without any extra shenanigans. Oh, I'm watching social media meltdown. Oh, sorry, folks. I don't mean to hop to the side. Oh, I love a good lethal combination. So next week, I'm going to try again to... why would you... Oh, my God. That was... And Claudio's holding the tag team back. And then Claudio... oh, God. Yep. Oh, and there's a stunner the other way. My God, that is a team. And Lethal's played out. He ain't tapping out. He's unconscious. That's a hell of a finish. This also could be the way you could start a feud between Priest and Ishii versus Moxley. Hello. Uh-oh. Yes, that's what he said. Uh-oh. You're not a loser. Oh. Okay. He just called Nigel a parasite? Even Moxley's like, damn. Even Claudio's giving a little hug to that. All right, I can't wait to see this. Statlander and Storm one-on-one. Hey, Vic, you're a little bit excited. I just love the fact, yeah, which which part? The I Quit match, the Yankees losing, or Wrestle Dream in 2 weeks? You could really go any way about that, but yeah, the Yankees, yeah, they were coughing up. I think it's just everything just pilot like. What's that phrase everybody uses? Everything's coming up Millhouse. No, the Yankees losing is always absolutely in the way they lost. Like to me, the key thing, and really, I should break this down. I should have turned this into a baseball moment here instead. The key thing for me when it comes to the series between the Blue Jays and the Yankees right now is the fact that the Blue Jays managed to get to the Yankees bullpen and basically, how many arms did they burn out tonight? 4 or 5? Like, if they can find a way to grind out Fried, sorry, tomorrow, and like take a lot of pitches, or see if Fried's trying to get into strikes early, sort of the way Gosman was, and getting quick innings. If you could get Fried in a position where he's eating a lot of pitches and he has to get out of the game early, like, who do they have left, man? Like, the only move they're going to have is to put one of their pitchers on the IL to bring in another pitcher. Like, it's a cheap move, but you could do it. In the playoffs, they call it a 7-game IL. But if you put them on the IL, you must, if you're going to declare, you have to declare for the roster. You can't fill that spot in the next round. So that's the only way that you could replace a player like that. That's why you won't see Bichette anytime soon. Unless there's a legit injury during the series here. But yeah, the Blue Jays pretty much hit every single check mark of what they wanted to do in this one. You limit Judge. The only run they got was on a walk. And that was just Gosman getting too fired up, and then he threw all his mental energy into the into getting that 1K with the bases loaded, and then he just, you know, that little piece of adrenaline you get in when you did something amazing and you can't bring it. You've got it here, you bring it here, and then as soon as you let that out, you're down here. And unfortunately, if you're doing that, you need to have it back up here, but you can't get back up there right away. And that ultimately cost Gosman to be removed from the game with only 70 pitches in the 5th. When he came into the 5th, I think he was at like 43 pitches. And he just worked himself into some weird positions there, so. But they managed to stop the bleeding, brought in the bullpen. Varlin was absolutely freaking amazing. With the fact he got that strikeout on the 100.7 mile per hour fastball to get Stanton to get out of that inning. So, to me, that was probably the key moment of the game. When the bases were loaded, they managed to get that half inning or that third of an inning out. Dominguez getting Judge, always a great thing. And Hoffman not blowing a 9-run lead. That's always a good positive. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. Probably not going to be able to see the whole game like I did today because Lord knows work actually has to happen at some spots. Oh, hi, Mother Wayne. We all knew it was going to be next year. Well, unfortunately, he is AEW medical, so so we're getting TJ versus Jamie Hayter right now. To be honest, this match here, we need to have Anna Jay get a win if we're going to do these tag, or at least have a very close match. Sort of like the way they had Ty Mello get a very close match with Tony Storm there. Didn't get the victory, but definitely looked like she fit in. I think Anna Jay's going to need something similar to that right now, too. So, but now you also have Jamie Hayter having the blood and guts issue come up. I really have a sneaky feeling that we're going to get a women's tag as a C2 this year. And the winners of the C2 are going to be the first ever women's tag champs. Because, let's face it, we're not going to have the women's tag tournament until after Blood and Guts is done. And if you think about it, we got Blood and Guts, and then a week and a half after, we got Full Gear. And then we're all the way to World's End. So, to be honest, having a women's tournament, a 12-team tournament with the women, like with the tag teams, like having 20 women in a tournament, that is a lot, but also at the same time, bring in some people from Stardom, bring some people in from CMLL. By the way, how did you guys hear that Andrade El Idolo has already won his first title? He has he won last night at CMLL for, I believe it's called the Crash Open title. But Andrade El Idolo is already a champion post WWE. Is it a Twitter title? Cameraman! Hey, Michael, thank you for popping in here. Appreciate you. No, it's actually a legit title. I'd have to look over and check the details again, but it popped up on my feed earlier. Like, there's two big title news, two pieces of title news that have come down today in terms of my timeline. First of all was El Idolo getting that title. And also, it looks like Mercedes is going to go for number 10 for her titles, and this time she's coming to Canada. Winnipeg Pro Wrestling is producing a show, one of their biggest shows of the year. They actually do it in a physical museum. And Mercedes Moné is going to face their women's champion, TNA's Jody Threat. So we're actually going to get a little TNA versus AEW action going on. Which I didn't think was actually humanly possible after some of the BS comments that have gone out, but there's a possibility that Mercedes could get her 10th title finally. Sorry, the Blue Jays just posted the strikeout of Judge by Varland, where he actually put 101 down the middle. Oh no, that was to Stanton. Sorry. Ooh. And once again, just stuff getting thrown at me here, left, right, and center. So, if you've been keeping up with the drama, I don't want to call it drama, but contract drama. We were talking about having Cedric Alexander added to the Hurt Syndicate, right? But unfortunately not, because he's signed to TNA, according to Fightful. Well, Fightful got an update on that actual article, and this literally just came down the pipe. Cedric Alexander's contract runs out at Bound for Glory. TNA wants to keep Cedric after next weekend. But what if he just doesn't sign? He hurts people. He hurts people. It very well could be the fact that he just doesn't sign and he moves over. Like, this could be another El Idolo thing where essentially 3 weeks in a row we're going to get a crazy debut. Because I know we're right in the middle of the women's match here. Might be a reason MJF was out quick. That very well could be. In many ways, I heard that they just didn't like the direction it was going on. But yeah, it very well could be the fact that Cedric's coming in real quick. But the fact that we could have four different debuts in AEW in a matter of 3 weeks. El Idolo, El Clone. We're somewhat guaranteed one next week. And we'll talk about that in a second. And then possibly Alexander at the pay-per-view. Like, you can't tell me this wouldn't be a little bit of amazing here. Anna Jay's always looked amazing. Jungle Boy is a very lucky man. Let's just put it that way. And when I speak about next week getting a guarantee, Mercedes promo that she's going to face somebody from Florida who's currently in Florida to take on for the TBS title. It almost feels perfect that Dakota Kai is going to be the person who does it, or whatever iteration her name's going to be now. Sorry, Vic, going back to your comment here. In terms of wrestling ability, I think that time that she took in Stardom in Japan yeah, she lives in Florida still. She actually never left Florida after getting released, so. But yeah, the other one I was thinking of was Tegan Knox, but she moved to Nixon Newell moved to Houston, so she's now she's a Texas girl now, so unfortunately that isn't going to be true in that case. But yeah, she would have had a 3 count if the referee would understand what a pin is, but I digress. Missile drop kick, let's go. Uh-oh, haters put it into overdrive here, so. They want they wanted a let's go Jamie chat, and Jamie's just nope. Hater playing the heel pretty good here. I do I do think these two are going to be teammates at Blood and Guts. Like Mello, Jay, Hater, Amanada, and one more. Could be Willow, could be a wild card. The other side, I think, is pretty much locked, the heel side. With Megan and Megan, Penelope, and the Triangle of Madness. Solidifying that 5-person team. But the face side, I'm pretty sure we know 4 of the 5 spots. We just need to know the 5th one. That was a hell of a DDT there. Anna Jay going up. Wow, a blockbuster. She's going for a side headlock instead of a Queen Slayer, really. To get the full Queen Slayer, you're supposed to be right on her back. And you're done. So quickly that ripcord clothesline can hit you to finish it off. Damn. Nana Jay's busted open in the face again. I do hope they get something on Jay. Like, I do feel that TJ should be the first tag champs. I really do. Oh my God. So we're having this rematch tag match. Hey, Brett, good to see you here. Things are going good. The Jays won. Nice. Oh, here we go. How dare you call Lexi the jerk? Sacrifice the learning tree? Yeah. Take a swig for the learning tree. No, things are going good. First couple matches have been pretty decent here on Collision this week. Crowd's been a little quiet compared to what we're used to in terms of an AEW crowd, but this, like we said, this is a NXT house show venue, so you're not expecting a whole lot out of this. I don't think they're expecting a whole lot this week, period. But I don't know if you guys have seen the fear-mongering that's been going on. Yes, I know. I should correct myself. There's fear-mongering all the time in the IWC. But this one seems to be like factual. And a lot of people are finding it hard to accept. And just to give you guys a heads up, I wanted to bring this up. Nielsen has redone their rating scale for a lot of the things they do. So the actual numbers that they're producing is a lot smaller than what it used to be. If it's factual, it's not necessarily fear. That's fair. However, facts can be true, but they can also be false if you don't present all of them. Like, they actually said that there was a downturn in both NXT and in AEW's viewing audience. Alternative facts. Selective fact giving is what I call it. Like Zodiac, I don't know if you saw me on X there. That's what I was trying to bring up. I don't get into politics too much, and I'm not going to get too far into it, but our local civic elections are coming up in a couple of weeks. And for some reason, our local politics has decided that they need parties. And this one party's trying to go after the favorite candidate by making up stories. So that's where that whole... I had a tweet come up, give the old, huh? Look on the face there. Just because they completely made up a story based on half a sentence that was given during a speech. So, but it's the same thing with the AEW ratings and the NXT ratings, and well, we're not going to get anything more out of Raw anymore. But SmackDown, you can get some ratings. All of them are going to be down now overall, and everything's getting a kicking overall. So, and it also doesn't include the streaming numbers. So they're saying that this week. They're actually doing an ROH preview on here. I wish they would do more of this. I really do wish they would do more of this, both on Dynamite and on Collision. Just a 1-minute preview of what's coming up on ROH TV. It's a damn brand that you have. Why are you not advertising it on your own show? Like, that might be one of the biggest drop balls in the world here. Not gonna lie, wrestling popularity wise, not quality wise, and a bit of a yeah, I could see that. Like, and wrestling comes and goes, right? Like, quite often what happens is when something's not, when there isn't much else to watch, they'll move across. Cha Cha Charlie, really? Cha Cha Charlie, Disco Dave, or a tag team? My God, that would not be good. Anyway, no, it's like everything else. You're going to get your diehards. They're going to watch no matter what. But the casuals, if there's something else to watch that they're more interested in, especially like right now we have the NFL up. We have MLB playoffs. up here, well, except in Florida, apparently, which is the home of hockey. Um, and the rest of Canada, the NHL season starts this week. So you have a lot of distractions that can take you away. And honestly, it's the same thing like with all the wrestling that goes on right now. You got NXT, you got TNA, you got WWE, you got AEW, you got Indies. You only have X number of days in the week to watch wrestling. You only have X number of hours. Hockey was born there. You create hockey. Yes, I will let you continue on that. It's why I wear the retro used shirt today, because hockey season starts next week, and we got to celebrate people that celebrate the house bed of hockey here. To be perfectly honest, I wanted to wear something blue for the baseball game today, and this is one of the few that I got. But yeah, do yourself a favor and free plug right now if you haven't done so already, whether you're watching live or on YouTube here. Check out the Retro Hangover podcast here covering vintage games. I'm a Patreon member, and I just got a chance to listen today to their Zodiac actually does a series called Io Saturnalia, which he goes through every single Sega Saturn game. And he's finally getting to the good ones. Like this week, he got Virtua Cop, to which I will still agree with you. Anybody who wants to do a controller when it comes to a shooting game, when you have a light gun available, cuckoo in the cabeza, I believe is the term to use. Is it just me, or did that senton just look so... That looked like a transition move more than anything else. It was so smooth. Like when Sammy did... Well, we had such a short match, we're not even going to wait. We're going to get anything sit out here right now. Oh, I'm always good for plugs, sir. No worries. And I'll be honest, I'm catching up on my podcast right now. Since I've been off for a week, I didn't listen to many. So I'm literally got the backlog on my phone as I'm going through my truck. As I'm driving from venue to venue in my truck. So Sammy decided to hide from the referees by sitting at the announce desk. This should go for a while. I would have... Oh, and speaking of blue stuff, I am working on new merch. I got a Players Club logo I got to work on. There is in the merch store, there is a brand new mug, and it's, if you're looking on the Twitch chat, there is a link up there. We do have new cups available with the new logo, but I haven't got the rest of the stuff new stuff put up yet, so hope to have that done this week here. Why do I have to focus? He's leaving. I love how Eddie's just, I'm not following him out. I don't really care. You're going to leave? I'm going to leave. It's like, are you going to shove me? Shove me then. Shove me. If you're not going to shove me, shove me. I never realized how much of a character Eddie Kingston really was. Like when you saw him in LAX, he wasn't exactly the same guy that he is right now. It's like, why aren't you working over his knee? Like that's the thing that he ripped apart before. So it's not like you have to. Oh, great. Oh, Jack Pride gets killed by Thaddeus. All right. Sorry, just a local promotion here. Just some of the storylines get a little crazy. I don't mind, if they got a good story to tell, I don't mind it at all. But that's the one thing about indie wrestling. If you don't spice up your lineup a little bit, you can only run the same matches for only so many times before things get a little stale. I do have to admit though, one of our local promotions here, Monster Pro Wrestling, they run once a month, and to be honest, they are the training promotion. Like, for example, like the Nightmare Factory puts on their showcase shows for like their students and that. Getting the LPW does a little bit of that the night before the main show. They get a chance to work with some of the kids that are coming through the camps. MPW treats it like a full-fledged promotion. They managed to get, from the videos I've seen, they probably got about 350 people in for a show, and their venue seats 400. So, kudos to them for, like I'm watching the wrestling and I'm like, what the hell is going on? But the fans are into it. Because most of the time, more often than not, it's like a friends and family kind of audience. So, you always do have that extra bonus, but yeah, just amazing, an amazing crowd, which most of it is paid. So, and if you get a chance, try to get out to as many indie shows as you can these days. I've lived my life through the indies. I don't know when I'll get back to them. I'd rather spend my Saturday nights here with you guys instead of out at some of the shows that we got. And my work schedule just screws me up for Friday night shows because every second Friday I got to work. Forgive me if I look a little weird and out of it. I finished off a 54-hour shift yesterday, including 6 hours of dealing with, 32-hour shift, not 54. My bad. Just coming back off holidays. And just dealing with some absolute morons this week. You see Dralistico actually getting a pretty good advantage over Eddie here. Eddie's looking like, yeah, no, I want to reverse you on these chops. Going after the injured leg, that's what you're supposed to do. Uh-huh. Sammy complained about a slow count. That doesn't surprise me one bit. Show the action. Don't show the guy on commentary with his eyes bugging out of his head. Just hit a random STO out of nowhere there. Really? Eddie can't even move. And now Eddie rolls out of the ring. I love how Hook's just literally not doing anything. Hook versus Sammy would be a match I wouldn't mind. Did Jalistico just try to spit on Hook? I was going to say, don't give him the wuss kick out. And there's the back fist. This is the second match they've done tonight like this. And it doesn't really sell a lot for the winner. Kingston and Mortos. Ibushi versus Alexander. Saturday's going to be a lot of fun. And they literally just cut straight to El Idolo's debut here. You guys didn't get a chance to see it on Wednesday. And I was going at this on Blue Sky earlier today. And a couple Discord channels, they were talking about how, you know, El Idolo's here. They were talking about the new championship that El Idolo won. And they're saying, oh, well, he got fired from WWE for a wellness violation. I'm like, with all due respect, there's 2 points I want to make on that. One, there is a possibility that there's... The heck? That Callis family is huge. But there's 2 points you got to remember when it comes to Andrade. Number one, when you're let go from a company, there is going to be a lot of bad news, a lot of bad press. People are going to want to make you look as bad as possible moving to another promotion. It works both ways. Like, no matter which way you're going. And the other part I'd like to remind everyone about, in many companies, and a lot of people, like for those that have taken a drug test at work for any kind of job that doesn't involve wrestling, failure to provide a sample is the equivalent to a fail. So nobody knows if he actually tested for anything or he failed anything. Maybe he just didn't present anything. He just refused to do it. My God, Nigel tried to hype this up the best he can. I think he's failing miserably, to be honest. I love MXM too. Like, everything that they do turns into gold. Now, if it's just me, but an MXM casting call, that might not be the safest thing for TV. Arcady's already in the ring, you dumbass. Okay. Oh, shit. Proto Sheeta. Let's go. I can't tell you who you're beating, but I can tell you what you're beating. MXM, you're kindly dead. Alexander and Proto Sheeta. I love how El Clone has to do a C there. Like seriously, like for anybody that says AEW has a shortage of talent, this is a random let's throw 6 guys in the ring and see what happens. Like let's face it, Takeshita is the future. Fletcher is the present. Alexander is definitely there. Oh, God. Brodito versus Okada and Takeshita. I wonder how well that's going to go. They just called that a double Jeopardy match? Oh, yeah, Johnny can go. Did they just announce that as a double Jeopardy match? So, obviously, Takeshita's the one getting pinned. You know what a double Jeopardy match is, right? If Okada gets pinned, he loses his title. If the tag champs get pinned, they lose their title. I honestly don't see Okada and Takeshita getting the tag titles. Granted, Tony Khan has a way of sometimes putting too many eggs in one basket. Oh, God bless Johnny. Yeah, Johnny can still go. Oh, God. Yeah, Mansoor, I really wouldn't have made that tag if I were you. I love how Fletcher knew exactly what to do at that point. Oh, my God. Alexander just said, "Nope, we ain't playing games here." Honestly, if you're gonna put a Don Callis team against the against Brodito, it should be Proto Sheeta. That's the problem they have when Germans for everybody. And Fletcher's just going ape nuts here. Wow. Sorry, I see a little bit of well, the crowd should love Fletcher. Oh God. Oh God. Like literally you could say that about everybody here. Oh God. Oh God. C4 Spike into a Brave Buster. How's your neck? How's your neck? Like if you think about that from like a serious moment, think about that. C4 Spike puts you right on your head. Then you get moved into a Brave Buster, which goes right on your head. You're literally just, your head's going up and down like crazy here. Now here is the team I wanted to face MXM because these guys are literally the arch rivals of MXM and Johnny TV. Oh God. Natural enemies, I know. I love Dalton. Son of a bitch, that's a fun proto. I still say they should use the moniker Smoking Darts and Breaking Hearts still. That is the ultimate promo for those guys. Especially with their tights the way they are. I know Truth Magnum actually liked the post I put out about that when he put it out there. He put a picture of them up together. Just said what we thought about it, and my comment was, yeah, still smoking darts and breaking hearts, I see. I would love to see a lot of these natural rivalries eventually get against, like, don't get me wrong, a match like that is a perfect, like a Full Gear pre-show match. Which, by the way, apparently they've already booked a match for Full Gear between Rocky Romero and Trent versus Big Boob AJ and Big Justice. So Big Justice is getting his in-ring debut at 16. You know Big Boob AJ can still go, right? Because he's literally still a wrestler. But then you got Romero and Trent. That apparently this has been like a social media build up to this match. Because if you go on AJ or yeah, mostly on AJ socials, he talks about this match coming to Full Gear, and I'm like, really? It's like every time they're in New York, they have a match or something. Sorry about that, folks. A little soundy sound there. But no, definitely a fun week of wrestling regardless. Like, with everything going down this week for AEW and everything that's planned for next, like let's face it, next Tuesday's going to be crazy regardless of what happens, either brand. Between NXT and AEW, there's going to be a lot of chaos, a lot of crazy things going on. I expect more of the crazy stuff to come out of AEW because, well, that's what AEW does. But I do expect both shows to be pretty solid. To be perfectly honest and frank right now, I'd be more worried about an NXT versus AEW show than a Raw or SmackDown versus AEW show. Sorry, I just got the hiccups. Maybe somebody's trying to tell me something about that. No, personally, I think the booking is just, oh God. Well, Aminata and Jamie are the first two Hell to Cell guaranteed, or Blood Guts guaranteed. Where's 3-on-2 so far? So I'm guessing more likely than not this will be Dax. I don't really see this being a Cash match because Cash really doesn't do solos anymore. Maybe we'll get Stoke versus Kevin Knight. That'd be fun. Arrest. Oh, somebody stole the FTR side. Arrest FTR. It is Florida, so it does make sense. Oh, I was listening to the AEW podcast, Unrestricted. They just recently had Sean Dean and Carly Bravo, the infantry, on there, 2/3 of the ROH Trios champs. And they basically said, what match really set you up for success here at AEW? It was their collision match against FTR, they said. They got to go 17 minutes with FTR. They got beaten up, but they learned a lot. Oh, it is going to be Cash. Okay. Or this could be a fit. Oh, they're both getting in gear. I love how Stoke just got ripped across the face. And this is a nice distraction feud going in until they have to circle back and go with Cope and Christian again. Oh, that feeling, Stoke. You'll be all right. Eh. Told you it'd be Dax. Like, who's kidding who here? Cash doesn't do singles anymore. I don't know the last time I saw Cash do a singles match anymore. Ah, Mr. Julia Hart. Lee Moriarty available up for Renee's show. No, I think one of the... Oh, God. Kevin, you might try to get rid of your shirt before you start trying to fly around, okay? Once again, how many titles are on the line? Just one? No, there's 3. Never mind. Ah, goody. Ricochet isn't even here, but he get the ball chance. Oh, nice work. Kevin Knight is just such a treat regardless. Like, you could say the same thing about the last match, this match. Like, AEW is so stacked from top to bottom with talent, whether it be the tag division, whether it be the singles division, TNT, AEW, TBS. Even with some of the major players for the men on the shelf right now, I don't know if that's so smart if Dax is all the way over there. Knight can still reach him from there. I love how Shivani calling a game versus Excalibur is such a different world, right? Because when Shivani's doing it, he gives you more of the heart and soul of the match rather than breaking it down piece by piece. I'm not saying one's better than the other. I know personally when I did commentary, it was a little bit of both, right? Because while the primary thing for you is to let people know what the story is behind it, but I find you need to like a little bit more knowledge in the wrestling moves itself. Well, Knight's making sure his hit isn't low. And Dax gets wiped out. Still hiding behind Shivani, you know? That's like one of the worst places to be. Damn. Oh, God. Just shots back and forth here. Both guys laying things out. Oh, that's got to hurt. As much as Dax, like, he's a great seller, but he got his leg caught up on that bottom rope, which has got to hurt that much more. All right, well, he just decided to take a tumble anyway. Hardest part of the ring. I'll just throw that there. Yeah, next week I think I'm going to try doing it on the, see if the online program keeps the commercials in. Because I'm, like right now I'm watching on the actual TV channel and it just, yeah, I hate the fact that I don't get to see the picture stuff as we go. I do like some of the shows that they get to show us, but you know, no, I can't wait to see when they actually get this one-on-one tag team match going. Like they're setting up probably at Wrestle Dream is going to be FTR and Jet Speed. That probably will be a match that sets up for there. Now, here's a question for you, chat. Do we need a couple, like let's face it, we go to All Out, and the first half of that card was, like, compared to WWE, it blew everything out of the water, but on AEW standards, it wasn't that over of a card. It was okay. Like, the bar's so high for AEW right now that it's hard to get up there every time, and they totally didn't at All Out. Do we need 2 or 3 pay-per-views where the quality is, like, not terrible? Like, don't get me wrong, I don't want shit wrestling, pardon my French. But do we need cards that are just good, not great at the maybe the next pay-per-view, and then at Full Gear they come back with one of those cards that just makes you drop it off? Like, do they need a little bit of a reset in terms of say the bar the way that it needs to be? I don't know if you really can afford it right now. This is the time of year, though, that you can sort of, I don't want to say lay up a little bit, but typically the ratings, and like we were talking about that earlier with the ratings overall, this time of year you are getting a little bit less in terms of response from wrestling fans, because literally like we said, football season, baseball season, basketball's about to start. The WNBA playoffs are going right now. Great job last night by the Aces getting their first victory out of the best of 7. Even better for Caitlin Clark and Atal for telling off the commissioner for being a prick and decide to go public about it. Oh, God. There you go. There's a DDT. You see the referee there just... Dax might not be all right, guys. We'll see. Damn. All these strikes definitely do throw a little extra punch in there. Really? So Dax has the most wins on Collision? That's a nice little stat there. That's a very, very, very tight roll up. You got to give Dax all the credit in the world. He is such a great technical wrestler. Well, it should have broke you free, but it ain't. Oh, God. Dax just said, nope, we ain't getting into this fight. I am winning it. Reversal, 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 reversal. Miss. Oh, there you go. Jesus. Looked like Dax was trying to go for a Not 100% sure. It looked like he was going for some kind of weird lariat there. Oh, that's right. We're getting the rest of the Callis family. Rocky Romero's getting a main event on Collision, folks. That should be written down somewhere. Damn. Get it, get it, get it. No. Ooh, I don't know, Dax. You're a little late on those. Shades of Tully Blanchard there with the... if you guys aren't familiar, Tully Blanchard, their former manager, his finishing move was a hotshot suplex. Basically what Dax did, except he would do it in a suplex. Which made him a very big fan in the South from all the wrestlers. Because a move like that, let's face it, it's not going to hurt as much. But he made you feel like there was a little extra torque on there just to finish it off. So after one drop kick, you're going to... Oh, I was going to say. Oh, he hit it. Oh, and here comes Cash. Interference by Willow. And Bailey just decided to get in the ring, run through the ring, hit Cash. Isn't that like a DQ getting into the ring if you're an outside wrestler? Jumps over Stoke to get the splash and the win. Like, it's funny. Some of these matches, I'd like to put a counter up here just to see how many disqualifications should have happened. Because I can count 4. At least in the last minute, I can count 4 of them. The Blizzard counter, yeah. No DQ. I gotta make up a sound for that or something. Stokely, you might want to be careful on that. Oh my God, here we go. This crowd wants to see it. We all want to see it. And Dax is holding on to Stoke for dear. Oh, God. Well, this is how you get Willow Nightingale into the Blood and Guts match. And Zodiac, on behalf of yourself, let's get 2 of these in here for you. I think FTR has found a faction. All right, looks like we got 5-on-3 so far, so I'm thinking TJ be the other part to pass up into that Blood and Guts match. It makes sense. Like, everything's starting to wheel itself together. I still can't believe that. Death before dishonor, the worst night for Sammy Guevara ever. Well, I guess some of the worst and best. So when are we going to do this match? Please make it on Ring of Honor. There we go. And I guess we only got one match left tonight. Looking at everything here, like we might actually get like a 20-minute main event. This will finish on time tonight just because he's had worse. Like when people heard he said he had a certain coworker back in the... Yeah. Now that coworker's back, it's great. I can just imagine see how this is going to go. But anyway, as we're getting into our main event, well, I'm just going to say we're getting into our main event because, well, frankly, they never tell us when the main event's coming up right away. I'll just go through the spiel right now. So after we're done here, we have our Bad Blood PLE for WWE 2K25 MyGM mode. So we're going to see what the other brands have for matches. We're also going to get a decent match in ourselves. Might be Psycho Sally and Julia, to be honest. That might be the pay-per-view match. I don't know what I got for feuds left. But no stream tomorrow. Go Blue Jays, go Bills. I'll be doing sports and editing video up. So Monday night, we will be here for... Hey, Nats fan, good to see you here. Monday night, we'll be here for Mutant Football League. We got 4 games left. 4 or 5. So, yeah, we're just over 500, and we are fighting for a playoff spot. So, this might be the wrap-up. We don't know. We'll see how things go, if we can make the playoffs or not. Tuesday, we'll be back here for Title Tuesday / I'm still calling it Invasion. Screw that. If all the Israelites want to be upset about it, well, so be it. That's fine. Don't pick a fight you're not willing to take a beating over. Ugh. I think it's the best way to put it, but and then after the dual show, we will be here with another NXT Invasion next Tuesday has been now officially changed to NXT Showdown because an Israeli newspaper decided to post that WWE is putting a show on with the name Invasion, apparently on the anniversary when they got bombed because they ended up bombing some other people and propaganda bullshit. Anyway, after we're done that, we're going to run another week of My GM Solo. And then Wednesday and Thursday, we're going to have... Oh, we're getting a face-off now. Okay. Wednesday and Thursday, hopefully in the mornings, we're going to finish off Horizon Forbidden West. We only got 4 areas to do. Megan Payne and FTR versus Jet Speed. Okay, Jet Speed Willow. We'll take that. And then, yeah, Wednesday and Thursday we'll be here at Horizon for Midwest. So. And Nats, thank you for the watch streak. I appreciate it. Halfway around the world, don't care about it. In fact, at the moment, that's they should be wearing as a badge of pride with what they're doing. Well, I'm sort of in the same boat with you, Zodiac. That's why I don't really give two shits about... I'll still call it Invasion. And it's one of those things that I've always learned as a kid, as an adult. If you're going to talk shit, be prepared to get punched in the face. Tight titted Tony. Oh, God. Comedy segment. Here we come. If Big Daddy America ever stopped funding the fuck out of them, they would get punched in the face. Well, fair enough. Like I said, I don't want to get too much involved with it, but oh no, don't apologize. You've stopped me before. I'll throw out the stop sign too, but I'm with you. I'll 100% support you on that one. And outside of the states, the viewpoint is very extremely clear. There's no middle thing. This is getting a little interesting. Oh God, here we go. They both perk up real quick. Don't have, you have some words. I know you just don't want to express them there, Vic, and I appreciate that. The only thing that brings me back down to earth is that little ornament that's on Stat's face. Basically, it comes up to,
What the hell is that?
ooh, neither person wants to give out. Who's coming out to break this up? How are you going to get a match in with Stat? Should not be doing a match with that. Oh, here we go. Um. Okay. Are we gonna get? So there's those two. There's. All right. Well, I think we figured out our 5-on-5. Unfortunately, it's not going to be. Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to get TJ in for the blood and guts match, which really disappoints me. Unless they're going to keep those two out of it. Oh, let's just throw these together. Okay. We just set up our tag for next week. Let's go. All right. Vic. Hell, Chris, same thing. What I would highly recommend for you, and I do mean this because I love having you here, and I want to keep you guys around because I know you're great people. Do yourself a favor. Go to your doctor sometime between now and next Saturday and see if you can get some heart medication. I need you to get some heart medication that, will help bring your blood pressure down. Because when we get into that match, you might have a problem. And whatever he recommends, ask him to double it, and then maybe add 3. Because, yeah, if he's saying if you double it and it's elephant tranquilizer darts, well, sometimes you got to make sacrifices for certain reasons here. But something, it's something important here at this point. All right, now we're getting right into the main event. All right, hey, you double down the blue. No, Vic, hold on. Let's just. It's all time out. Time out here, Vic. No. I if that's the blue pill that you're talking about, no. That's gonna not help the other way. That's the opposite of what you need. That's the opposite of what you need. I want you to live through this. Like this whole week, this next month here. Between that trios match, between blood and guts, like, I need you to be careful, man. Like, I care about you guys. Besides, I believe Chris wants to, rip you apart still at my GM. Like, it's fun mocking the pseudo GMs, but, it's always easier to beat up on live people. Just... No, this, you know what? This will be a fun finish here, and then next week, like having that match, it very well should be the main event. And they're literally just going to keep the media offline thing up. Orange is like, I sent him the damn file. Can't they even fix it? We're still a couple weeks up. Nah. What, a week and a half? What, because next week it's on Tuesdays, so we're going to move her. Also gives me a chance to catch up on my solo, too, but... Oh, and by the way, it's my birthday weekend. Wish I'd been around. That's fair. Which weekend is that? Wrestle Dream weekend or next weekend? Oh, frick. Your birthday's on Wrestle Dream. The day of Wrestle Dream. Damn. So, yeah, you're just, yeah, it's 2 weeks away from now. Well, happy early birthday, because I know I'll probably say it about 5 times, but I'll forget now. But yeah, it's definitely going to be a fun couple weeks. But no, next Saturday's when you get to have the fun here, and then I'd assume after Blood and Guts they're going to announce that they're going to start at Full Gear with the women's tag tournament, whichever way they're going to go, whether it's going to be a C2 or whether it's going to be my God, can you guys give me 30 minutes of Kyle O'Reilly and Hechicero, please? Oh, if you didn't hear the news, it might influence what happens Wednesday. Apparently, there was an ROH title match in Mexico last night between Bandito and Hechicero. And Bandito separated his shoulder. Apparently, he popped it. He popped it out of play. They popped it back in, but he was coming back to America in a sling. So we'll have to see what kind of shape he's in next week, if they can even do the match. But yeah, if you check out Bandito's socials, he has a picture of himself in a sling after the match, after they popped the shoulder back in. Which it all depends on what kind of severity it is, right? There is a possibility you could still go with it. There's a possibility you might not have to be able to do anything with it. If you separate, he'll be out for a minute. Yeah, I don't know the full extent. Well, and of course it's Mexico, so half the time the reports are shoddy at best. Trying to get a Mexican health report, it's like trying to get a how do I put it? A statistical report from the White House right now. Sorry, my political jokes are all over the place today, but unfortunately, once again, if it's separated by facts, ha! I love Archer. Whenever he wants to get in the ring, he'll just grab his partner, throw him in the corner, and just tag himself in. But Lance Archer may very well be the most underrated big man wrestler in wrestling period right now. Like everything that he does just turns into gold. Whether it's a match, whether it's commentary, whether it's promos. And he's such a super likable guy on socials. Like if you get a chance to, follow through with a lot of stuff he did, like when he was up in Toronto, he actually went up to a CFL game. It was, I think it was Toronto and Ottawa, which are two of the lower teams in the league. Like Ottawa just got eliminated from playoffs, and Toronto's right on the cusp right now. And I sort of message him. I'm like, hey, I understand, you're here to see what the Canadian game's like. Please be aware that both these teams suck. And then all of a sudden, out of the blue, they turn out to have, I'm going to say a decent game. Not a great game, but a decent game. But he was very thankful for the information, and he took pictures and all that, and they're trying to pump up, taking the opportunity to see everything in town before they had the big pay-per-view and whatnot. I just think Archer's just a straight-up good dude, so I really do hope he gets a little bit more, whether it's in New Japan, whether it is in AEW, even CMLL. He would be a hell of a big man to go up against a lot of those luchadors. And people forget the first title defense of Hangman Adam Page when he won the title the first time was against Archer in Texas. And it was AEW's first Texas death match. Unfortunately, it was on Dynamite, so it was on a certain level compared to what you would see on the pay-per-views for the Texas death match, aka the insanity between Hangman and Mox. But yeah, just overall watching Archer and his work, his promo work, and the fact that he got to work with Jake Roberts, even though he really didn't need it, almost makes you wonder, what was the goal there with that? Send him a bunch of guys that can't talk, but then give him a bunch of guys that can talk. And as soon as Orange puts his glasses on, Archer's like, man, get those fucking things off. Throw them on the outside. And Hechicero, a nice move there. High angle slam, you dumbass. Hands in the pockets against Archer. This should be fun. And Archer's like, the frick are you doing to me? Oh, one other thing, folks. On another positive. Steve Borden, the son of Sting, actually had his debut match last night. He was teaming up with JD Drake to take on the team of Darby Allin and Killer Cross. You tell me that isn't a tag team I wouldn't want to see in AEW. If you're going to get Darby another tag team partner post Sting, you can't tell me that isn't going to be a fun one. Do I see Killer Cross at an AEW anytime soon? No. Do I see him there eventually? Yes. Like, I know a lot of people have been trolling on X about, well, a lot of people have been trolling on X. It's just, duh. But a lot of them have been asking, what happened to the Killer Cross push? Nobody talks about Killer Cross anymore. I'm like, what do you think the holdup is? Callous? Probably. If it isn't Callous, it's just, what do you do right now with him? Like Andrade, you can put him down in CML and let him run. Like, the reason they're not having the Omega Fletcher match is because Kenny doesn't feel 100% for it. That was just posted earlier today. That Kenny made those comments that he just doesn't feel like he's 100% able to do it. So that's why El Idolo came in to wipe out Kenny. Now Kenny can go sit out for a while. You could bury Andrade down in CMLL for a while. Because they run shows every week, so it's not like he's got a problem there. You could even take MJF down there because everybody knows how much they hate him there. And El Idolo could be a hero down there. But seriously, I think the holdup is just finding a right spot. Feel so bad for Kay. I honestly think he's pretty much done, which is probably best for him. When it comes to Kenny, I think of him in the same way as Roman Reigns right now. Like anytime you get Kenny Omega involved in a match, you know it's going to be a high quality match. You know it's going to be a very popular match. You know he's going to bring in people to watch, right? But you also can limit the number of days that he works. Oh, there's Rocky. Rocky's stuck in the middle of the ring. Of course, he's the one who's going to get beat. Okay. Oh, now here comes Kyle Fletcher again. Is Protoshia coming up? Roman Reigns isn't out because he's in constant pay. He's out because he made WWE a ton of money in the man. But you also got to remember, go back into his run with cancer, right? Shit. Now we're definitely running solo WWE next Tuesday. Special note just popped up on the screen, folks. 2.5 hours for Dynamite this Tuesday. They just announced an extra half hour just for the hell of it. Oh shit! Okay, it's a double Jeopardy eliminator match. Okay, that makes a little bit more sense. But yeah, we're getting 2.5 hours of Dynamite on Tuesday. But he seemed to come back for that much better condition than Kenny get. That's fair. We got Kyle versus Kyle next Tuesday. Let's go. You know Jacksonville's going to be hyped. Like, I hate the fact they're just randomly bringing these up now. Kenny looks 10 plus years older than he should. Yeah, I get it. And you know what? He's given his life to the wrestling business, and I fully support him for everything he's doing. And, you know, if he has to take time away to heal himself up, and hopefully he can, as long as his quality of life isn't going to be ruined by being in the ring, I am going to support him 1,000% for everything that he does in the ring. If what he's doing is killing him right now, it's tough for me to say, you know, keep doing what you're doing. But that's the event of AEW, and we talked about this earlier. You don't need Omega around right now. Is he a bonus? Yes. But Omega is seriously like one of the best wrestlers on the planet. But you do have a lot of wrestlers that you can make that claim about in AEW. And we showed it tonight, like on what you would consider the second show for AEW. Like, we had that 6-man tag in there. When he left, they needed him. When he came back, they figured out how to not to need him. Well, it's the same thing with Punk, right? When Punk left, they needed him. But then they figured out how to use, like, how to work without him. And how to get things back without him. And now they're back on a roll. And now it's sort of Kenny's on that same trajectory. I think it's because when Kenny left, he left on a similar suspension the same time that Punk did, right? Him and the Bucks and Kenny, they all disappeared pretty much at the same time for a good while. Kenny came back for a little bit. Then the diverticulitis showed up. So they was off for a good while. What in the flying... Cam Vance donated $20. I didn't see that come up anywhere, but thank you. Where did that come from? Okay, fair enough. All right. Thank you for throwing that in there. Feel free to throw a follow if you like what you see here. May I ask one dumb question? Like, don't get me wrong. We're gonna wrap up this part of the show here right away. We're gonna switch over to 2K. Actually, you know what? I'm not even gonna ask. Well, thank you. I was just gonna ask you what crazy mind offered to donate $20, but I'll take it. Thank you. Appreciate it. God damn. It's been a while since we had a donation here. But yeah, tonight's Dynamite. Hell of a show. Or tonight's Collision. Decent show. Billington and Priest getting that opening spot. Like, it's one of the biggest problems they have with AEW is the fact that your opening match has some great wrestlers in it that are going to get over and they get a little experience, but it sort of gets miffed away with everything else that goes on during the night. And Lethal tapping out to Mox, well, that's better than having Priest or Billington do it. So gets the Death Riders going, and basically that whole match looks like it was just set up to do the Garcia Menard break off officially there. The women's match, Anna Jay put on a hell of an effort against Jamie Hayter, and just that Haterade clothesline just finishes that off in a hurry. And then, but like I said, once again, you throw the finisher out of nowhere and it just doesn't show up, right? Like it doesn't give the effects, or like what Kingston did with Dralistico there. The LFI match, well, that was just your regular squash match to get them out there to make sure that everybody knew that they're alive. And then, yeah, Proto Shida, once again, showing how good they are of a tag team. So it sort of exposes how bad of a tag team Okada and Takeshita are going to be with the way they're fighting together. And I say bad in a relative sense because honestly, they're not going to be that bad when they go head to head like that. So just because they are two great singles wrestlers, but they both want a shot at the Takeshita wants a shot at the United title. That's what I'm trying to mention here. And then you got the Tony Storm, Chris Statlander standoff where you end up getting the Triangle of Madness involved, and Megan Baines shows up to take out Willow Nightingale, and we're starting to get we could have a 12-on-12 blood and guts match here, folks. It could take all 2 hours for all we know at this point. And don't get me wrong, it would feel great. And then that main event there basically was to set up Kyle versus Kyle too. Except they didn't have enough time to really describe it, right? With Orange Cassidy, of course, getting the usual pop that he does, but Kyle O'Reilly getting the tap out of Rocky Romero. And then just having the rest of the Callis family show up And now you're seeing Kyle versus Kyle 2 set up for next Wednesday. So it's going to be a 2.5-hour Dynamite, not to forget. We're definitely going to be here. We'll have Invasion on the side and see how things go over both shows. But I hope you guys get an opportunity to check things out with me. I do appreciate it. But with that being said, YouTube, twitch.tv/MikeTheRef. We are going to get into 2K25 My GM mode here in just a moment. Feels weird because we're actually a little bit early. Like, normally Collision's an hour later, but for those over on YouTube, we do have to flip over Twitch only at this point because we have certain contractual DMCA uses, and the replays will be available up on our gaming channel, backbreaker_gaming over on YouTube. So feel free to check it out. It is in the link to our gaming channel is available in the channel notes. I believe it's under the community post there if you want. So, but with that being said, thank you for being here over YouTube side, and we'll see you here on Tuesday for a crazy, crazy Tuesday of wrestling. Two companies, NXT, AEW going at it. And we'll see what craziness devolves. We will see you here in a little bit. See you in about 5 days, folks. Take care. And I wish I would finish the YouTube side off a little better. My apologies, but there you go. All right. There we go. That stream's done. Twitch, you got my undivided attention.